Good morning, Unity of Medina. We have been so blessed already this morning. This morning, before Eric and Angie started, Angie looked back at Eric and she says, "Do you want to do it bluesy?" So I hope you're establishing that practice of tuning in early online. And if you want to, just go ahead and give Eric and Angie and David Jellin an online comment ovation. That's the way we do it today. So yeah, welcome again, Union Medina. We have a very special morning planned this morning. We have a special guest speaker in this morning, Lisa Ryan, who will be speaking this morning on gratitude in these trying times. We really look forward to that. We just had wonderful conversations here this morning with Lisa, and really look forward to her comments and her talk. And Larissa will be telling you more about Lisa during the announcement period. So let's just, with that heart of gratitude, open up this service with a prayer. So there at home and here, just moving into that heart space, we are grateful for an opening of a bluesy morning. It just lifted us. So we're also grateful for these gifts that each one of us have been blessed with. And most of all, for that gift of awareness of our potentials. So we see them birthing new in this Christmas season. And we welcome that spirit and that awareness this morning during this service as we listen to Lisa. In the name of the living Christ, amen.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ within us is born. Christ within us is born. Silent night, holy night, wondrous star, let thy light Jesus is born. Christ within us is born. Christ within us is born.
Are your platform assistant today. This morning we welcome Lisa Ryan as she shares her message, Gratitude in These Trying Times. You may not want to admit it yet, but lots of gifts have happened as a result of COVID-19. When you develop the habit of looking for the good, you can always find it. In Lisa's message, you'll discover simple strategies that change your perspective, no matter what is going on. You'll experience the physical benefits from gratefulness, discover how gratitude improves relationships, and you'll translate the influence of gratitude to increase the spiritual abundance in your life. Lisa is a certified speaking professional who helps people discover gratitude strategies or gratities to boost and lift their lives. She's an award-winning speaker and a best-selling author of 10 books, including The Upside of Downtimes, Discovering the Power of Gratitude. So we're so grateful that you could join us today, Lisa. We have 2 announcements this morning. Unity of Medina continues its holiday food drive to help the Claggett Closet Food Pantry. The Claggett Closet program delivers food to families in need every Thursday. Unity of Medina board member Jesse Pritchard is collecting non-perishable canned food items as well as monetary donations. Food can be left at your convenience in the Rubbermaid storage bin located outside of Unity of Medina's doors. Checks should be made payable to Claggett Middle School with Claggett Closet noted in the memo line. And those checks can be mailed to the Unity of Medina P.O. Box 1834, Medina 44258. Jessie is also willing to pick up any donations, so you can contact her and her information is listed on our slide. Thank you so much for your contributions. And then next, all are invited to affirm the 12 powers present within each one of us during Unity of Medina's 12 Powers Sacred Candle Lighting Service. Our service will be live streamed on Wednesday, December 23rd at 6:30 p.m. We hope that you'll join in our sacred service as you light your colored candle from home. Be present together with us in the light. Affirmations and meanings for each of the 12 colored candles can be found in the latest issue of our Unity of Medina e-newsletter and on our Facebook page. Today's daily word is joy. Our affirmation for this morning is, joy dawns in my grateful heart. Joy to the world. The carol echoes the joyous message proclaiming the Messiah's birth. Today I feel this same triumphant joy awakening in me. I may have endured a long and cumbersome journey on the way to discover the joy that is alive in me, the truth of me as a spiritual being. I may have spent years denying my spiritual identity, thinking that fulfillment, wholeness, and abundance were for others and not for me. Now, as I've made the Advent journey, I have kindled my faith, felt the tranquility and comfort of peace, and received the soothing touch of deep and abiding love. Those gifts have led me to understand with deep gratitude that joy is mine to know, to feel, and to live. Our Bible passage today is taken from Luke 2:10. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people." And now Angie will prepare us for meditation.
I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by the load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I this path alone? Be with me now. Be with me now. Breath of heaven, hold me together. Be forever near me. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, light in my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, hold me together, be forever near me. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, light in my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven.
Close your eyes and put your hands on your heart. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. See your heart as you take a long, slow, deep breath. See it enter your heart. And as you breathe out, see your breath come out of your heart. Breathe in, focusing on the heart, and breathe out from the heart. Continue focusing on the heart breath. And as you're there, seeing your breath coming in and out of your heart, feel it expand. Feel it as it enters your lungs and fills your chest. Feel that heart energy expand through the rest of your body, relaxing the muscles in your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your face. Feel that heart breath moving down your body and relaxing your back, your abdomen, your legs, your feet, and toes. The warmth of your heart breath is filling your body with love, with light, and with gratitude. Take a few more breaths and relax as deeply as you can. In this safe, relaxed state, bring to mind one person that you're grateful for. This person can be someone you know or have never met. They can be living on this planet or somewhere beyond. If you're having difficulty thinking of someone, ask God, a higher power, or the highest part of yourself to reveal that person to you. Now, picture that person in your mind. Think about why you are grateful for that person. Why do they make such a difference in your life? What did you learn from them? Feel how you feel when you're around this person. And feel that experience in as much detail as you can. Now bring that person into the room and imagine that they are sitting in front of you. See their face, their smile. Feel the touch of their hand as you take their hand in yours. And as you feel the love, the trust, the gratitude of your relationship with that person, share with them how you feel. Tell them in as much detail as you can all the ways that they've helped you, supported you, made you feel special, and showed their love. Now that you've shared your feelings with them, look them in the eye. Hold eye contact with that person. See the kindness in their eyes. Feel the gentleness of their touch. Now, allow the feeling of deep gratitude to come into your body. And notice in your body where that feeling of gratitude is. Take a few deep breaths and allow this feeling to expand. Let it expand from you to the person with whom you're sitting. Enjoy this feeling of gratitude as it flows between the two of you. When you're ready, thank this person once again and watch as their image fades away, leaving you with a smile of love. As we come to the end of our meditation, repeat these words in your mind. Thank you for the many blessings I have been bestowed with. May these blessings multiply as I continue to notice and give thanks for them. Thank you, universe. Amen. Now wiggle your toes and fingers, open your eyes, and come back.
This is a song I wrote called These Gifts, and I thought it would work well with the message today. I've learned that suffering sometimes leads us to finding what's most important, and there's gratitude in that. And so I wrote a song about it. When there's nothing left except what's in your chest, you'll finally see what you were made to be. You will kiss the mud and you'll face the sun. It won't be enough once you've opened up. When all you have is your naked hands, there's finally room for your heart to dance. You will hold on tight every day and night, and you'll thank the sky for being alive.
these gifts inside your unveiled eyes can now speak. Will you hold them tight?
That was so beautiful. So if you haven't already, give Angie some love in the comments section, and really appreciate the gift that she brings to you today. 9 months. Usually when you hear somebody talking about 9 months, it has something to do with pregnancy or giving birth comes to mind. And since it's December and the beginning of Christmas week, we think about that birth being, of course, the birth of the baby Jesus. Today, though, we're going to talk about your last 9 months and how to have the birth of an attitude of gratitude that can bring you into 2021 and beyond. If you're like me and live in Ohio, March 15th might be a significant day for you because that was the day that Ohio shut down. I was in South Carolina at the time. I was filming for my new demo video of all, of course, live programs. And I talked to my husband, Scott, and he said that all bars and restaurants were going to be closed that day. So even though I could have come home on that Sunday, because we got done filming early, I said, no, I am going to a restaurant because I have no idea when the next time I'm going to be able to eat out will be. So I came home on Monday, and that was the 16th. The 16th, thankfully, I had gone to see my dad, who is in an assisted living facility, so I can catch up on his laundry. And I'm glad I did it in the morning, because then the facility went on total lockdown. On March 18th is when, that's when the facility went on lockdown. On March 24th, was the first day that my speaking engagements, which I had been fully booked for both April and May, started one by one dropping off the calendar. Easter was done via family Zoom, and the day after Easter is when we found out that my husband was going on furlough from his job. In April, our wedding anniversary and my birthday were both celebrated while sheltering in place. And Easter was also celebrated as we were watching the Easter Bunny driving down the streets, waving at all the neighbors. I know that every one of you watching today has your own March and April and May story. Actually, March being like the longest month on record, like 6,000 days of March. Okay. But none of us would have believed that 9 months later, we'd still be talking about this. But I want you to think about the things that have happened. You know, because you look at 2021 coming up, and yes, we have news of a vaccine, but there's still really no end in sight. Well, that's pretty depressing, Lisa. Great way to start out a Sunday, isn't it? When you look at the gifts that have come from COVID, that's today's challenge. Because that's not what only has brought us through the last 9 months, but it's also going to bring us further, not only into 2021, but beyond that. And it's looking for those little pieces of good that have happened. Things, for example, like, isn't it true that we complain all the time that we don't have enough time to spend with our families? Well, I will tell you what, for the last 9 months, until thankfully our Christmas present, my husband was called back to work, Scott and I have spent more time together in the last 9 months than we have in the whole 24 years of our marriage. So we've been given the gift of time, the gift of technology. Think about what you're doing right now, just watching the service on live stream. This is helping people that maybe we would prefer to be in the sanctuary, we would prefer to be here and have coffee and meet with the people that we love. And it's also opening up the possibilities for people who maybe can't get here to church. Now you're attracting people from all over the country who are discovering Unity of Medina for the first time. So we look at these gifts, just technology itself. One of my favorite things that has come out of this is our family Zoom time. Now, I started this back in April. I told my mother, I said, we should do a family Zoom. And my mom said, I don't know anything about that technology, I'm not gonna do it. So instead of letting her off the hook and inviting her to do a FaceTime like her and I were used to doing, I said, no, we're doing Zoom. So it was me, my mom, and my stepsister the first time. And then my sister joined. And then my other sister joined. And now twice a week, every Wednesday night and every Saturday afternoon, we are getting together as a family. And we have relatives. Saturday is actually International Family Zoom, where we have relatives from England, Barbados, Trinidad, and Canada, and then California, Texas, Massachusetts, Georgia, Florida, Ohio, you name it. But it's this level of connection. One more story about the family Zoom. My niece Brittany actually announced her pregnancy while on family Zoom. We had her baby shower on family Zoom. And Brittany was just about to give birth. We were waiting for the big news. And while we were on family Zoom, we all received the text that she was at the hospital in labor. And Isla, Christine, was born October 22nd. She was supposed to be born October 10th, but I think she wanted to prolong coming into 2020 as long as she can. So 12 days later, she showed up. These are the gifts. So how do you get there? What happens when you show appreciation? And I'm an acronym girl, so that's the acronym that we're going to focus on today to give you some tools, because this is a difficult time, especially during the holiday season where we want to be around family, but we're so afraid because we don't know who's going to get hit with this virus. By this time, probably most of you know someone who have gotten the virus. So we need to still be able to find the good. So in the show process, the S is for the self. When you are able to get to gratitude, it changes your perspective. Not only that, it rewires your brain. So how do you do that? Well, 11 years ago, I started keeping a gratitude journal. And this is a journal that takes less than 2 minutes in the morning. And just writing down 5 things that you're grateful for. Starting with, I am grateful for. And if people ask me, well, does it have to be different all the time? It doesn't have to be different all the time, but what you want to do is add some detail to it. For example, if every day I wrote down, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my cats, I'm grateful for my house, it gets really boring really quickly. I'm so grateful that Scott cooked a wonderful dinner last night. I'm grateful for watching TV with a kitty sitting on my lap. So we can add these specifics to it, because that way it allows us to feel that gratitude. People also ask me, well, do you need to write it down? And if you think about it, writing it down, you're accessing many more senses. You're feeling the pen in your hand. You're seeing the words on paper. You're hearing the words. So it's much easier for you to get to that level of appreciation. Now, the nice thing about the morning journal is that you can be grateful in advance. For example, this morning I wrote down, I'm so grateful for the service I'm doing at Unity of Medina today. Number one, not only is it wonderful to be back with Unity, but it's also really great to be dressed fully, from the waist down. So, usually Zoom calls, it's yoga pants and whatever professional outfit I put on top. So this actually feels pretty good. But we can set that expectation for being grateful in advance. Because think about it, you wake up and you're like, you know what, I'm just not having it today. Today's just not a good day. And if that's your attitude, how's your day gonna be? But if we set that expectation right off the bat, that's what helps us. We can also do our gratitudes at night, looking back on the day and coming up with 5 good things that happen. Because before you turn off that light at night to fill your mind with positivity, that's not only going to make you feel better, but it will also help you sleep better. And that's always a bonus. So we just look at taking that little bit of time, and even better, to reach out to your family, to reach out to your loved ones, to say, let's do this together. Let's do this as a family. My gratitude journal actually started with a group of 3 friends that every day on Facebook we shared with each other the 3 things that we were grateful for, and we held each other accountable. So going into the gratitude practice was something that I did without any expectation, and it has really changed every single area. Now, one thing that I hear a lot, and maybe this has happened to you, is that, I used to keep a gratitude journal. I got out of the habit. Forgive yourself and start up again. Because when you start to see the world differently, and it doesn't have to be these big things like, yay, I won the lottery, yay, I just met the love of my life, yay, I just got a brand new job, whatever it is. I'm grateful that the sun's out. I'm grateful for reliable transportation. I'm grateful for water. David Stindl-Ross, who has a beautiful TED Talk on the power of gratitude, actually uses water as part of his gratefulness practice. And that every time he washes his hands, he takes a shower, he has any contact with water whatsoever, that is his sign to take a moment and experience gratitude. So challenge yourself. Do it with your family. Instead of complaining about everything that's going on and how sad we are or mad we are that we can't go celebrate the holidays, look for the good that's coming as a result of that. Because that leads us to the H, which is the health benefits. When you look at choosing positive emotions, you're helping yourself, you're helping your health. One of the best studies that I ever learned was actually done by the Institute of Heart Math. And what they did is they compared anger and compassion and its impact on the immune system. Now, can you think about something that we are focusing on more today than the immune system? Pay careful attention to this, because what this research found out is that for every 5 minutes you spend in anger, you actually reduce the effectiveness of your immune system for up to 6 hours. Those saved 5 minutes actually spent in compassion elevate the performance of your immune system for those same 6 hours. So when we get angry, when we get frustrated, when we know the unfairness of what's going on, looking for the good in that. All those people, all those events that you are letting live rent-free in your head, they're killing you. So we start with the self. We look for the good. We know that when we choose positive emotions, we're helping our health. The O is our relationship with others. And if you go back to that meditation and think about that person that you had that conversation with, that you had that experience with, that you brought to mind, if that person is still on the planet, do they know how you feel about them? Because too often we assume that the people in our life know how we feel, that we don't feel the need to tell them or share with them. This is the time to do that. One of the things that we're missing is that basic human connection. So when you think about the people who you're grateful for, when you look for ways to connect, picking up the phone to say hello, connecting from a socially distant, meeting outside if you're in an area or if we're having a nice day when you can. One of the things that happened earlier this year, again, my father's been in an assisted living facility for the past 2 years, and they went on lockdown March 16th, but June 25th was his 79th birthday. And I said, I need to hug my dad on his birthday. I mean, my dad's extremely healthy, but who knows when the last birthday is going to be. So I worked out with the nurse manager. I said, I don't know how we can make this happen, but we need to make this happen. And sure enough, on my dad's birthday, wearing a hazmat suit, borrowed from my brother-in-law, who is a former fireman, an N95 mask, and gloves, I went there and they had my dad come outside after all their other residents finished lunch and were back in their room, so nobody else got to see this. And Dad came out and he saw me in the hazmat suit and the mask, and he kind of, what is going on there? And I said, guess what we get to do? And he kind of looked at me. I said, we get to hug. He took that walker and basically threw it to the side. And we had the most magical hug. That's what we're missing. But we can still look for different ways to connect. Like, I can't personally hug my father, but I make sure the nurses do, because he's a hugger and he wants that connection. So think about what you can do, whether it be reaching out, calling somebody on the phone, sending them a letter through the mail, sending them a note. There's two in the world according to Lisa Ryan. There's a thank you note, the letter of appreciation. Thank you note, thank you for something. Thank you for dinner, thank you for the gift, thank you for your time. But the letter of appreciation, that's the powerful one, because it's thank you because. These are the reasons that I am grateful that you are in my life. And when you ask yourself the question, okay, what is it that I can be grateful for? Or who is it that I can be grateful for? What is it that I'm grateful about that person? When you ask, who is that person, somebody's going to pop into your mind. And you may not know why, but we use our inner guidance to say there's a reason that I'm supposed to connect with that person. And take the time to write out, because when you tell somebody you appreciate them, you create a beautiful memory. But when you write it down, giving tangible evidence of your love, of your appreciation of them, you create a treasure. So think about those people. I'm very blessed in the fact that, I have my husband at home. We have our two adorable cats, Tinkerbell and Simba. So we're not lonely. But there are lots of people out there who don't have that connection. So just reaching out once a day, once a week, when you think of somebody. Oh, I'll call them later. No, call them, text them now. Now, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you may not want to do that. But look for ways to connect. And this has given us so much, the technology. Like I said, even with my family, Zoom. People that weren't familiar with Zoom before, and there's still a lot of people who are afraid of technology, but it's just getting used to it, giving yourself the opportunity to explore something, to try something new. Because the phone call is great to hear somebody's voice, but when you're on a Zoom or another video meeting call and making that connection, looking for fun ways to connect with people. And then that finally brings us to our wealth, which is the W. And right now, it's really easy to be stressed out about what we don't have. Again, my husband was furloughed for 9 months. I saw my business, my speaking business, and basically the whole speaking and meeting industry disappear almost overnight. And so it's really easy to get into that area of, oh no, there's lack. Where am I going to get it? How am I going to get more? How am I going to survive? But we look at the things that we do have. We look at the resources that we do have, that we have access to. If you're tuning in right now, you have access to electricity. You have access to a computer. You have access to live stream. This technology that we're using now, 2 years ago, would have probably cost, you look at the cell phones that we have, the camera in that cell phone would have cost you, what, $100,000 just 10 years ago. So we take advantage of the things that we have because what we focus on expands. And when we start to focus on the good in our life, that's when the magic starts to happen. So first of all, it's the self. We look for the things that we can do to change our perspective. That leads us to feeling better, to higher health, which helps our relationship with others. And then when we focus on the good that we have, then our goodness expands, our wealth expands. So how can you develop that practice of gratitude? You show it. Pay attention to the self, the health benefits, your relationship with others, and your wealth. Meister Eckhart once said, if the only prayer you ever said was thank you, it would be enough. Merry Christmas.
Lisa, thank you for that powerful reminder to never let gratitude leave our awareness, and for the reminder to look for the details in that and to feel it. Yeah, no question. So this is a time in the service where you bring that fruit, that which you have been blessed with, to expand and expression of your potential, and bring back that to allow that to continue. So whether you've gifted this week online or you've doing it this morning or will do it this week, let's just move into that heart space that Lisa talked about this morning. Be grateful for all that we are being blessed with, and grateful for, as she mentioned, the awareness of all that we have to bring forth. So together, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and we are grateful. Amen. Thank you, Angie. I'm sure all you at home just completely agree that this morning was a very special morning. And so we're grateful for Lisa, for Larissa, for David Jellin, for Scott, Angie, and Eric. Truly a beautiful morning. So let's just come together and celebrate singing our prayer of protection. Angie, if you'll lead us in that.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
In the prayer of protection, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
The holidays are a lot of the time where we focus on gratitude, starting with Thanksgiving, bringing it through all the holidays that we celebrate in December. And then when the new year comes, and may 2021 be a lot better than 2020, but sometimes we get out of that focus. By focusing on gratitude every day, you can create the type of future, the type of happiness and the joy that you want to bring into your life. From our house to yours, from me, from Scott, from Tinkerbell and Simba, we wish you and yours a very merry and joyful holiday season. Thank you.